So now that Disney is done, where do we go from here? Hey there, this is Tom from Tom's Tech Show, and like typically, I get my little notifications on my phone about Disney articles and Disney things that are coming up. And I found one that we know is coming. We know that Disney is moving this way after Star Wars and the whole Mary Sue Ray thing being so boring and so uninteresting. That whole trilogy disaster that just has completely killed Star Wars for me. I don't ever even want to. I don't want to go anymore. I'm not going anymore. I mean, I have a few Star Wars things back here, and I have my Buzz Lightyear stuff. I'll keep that. Star Wars, I think, is just it's done. But now it's getting further. I mean, they're going full on here. So Disney drops Deadpool and Jack Sparrow for less toxic female characters. Um, I didn't think Deadpool or Jack Sparrow were toxic. I thought they were just playing interesting characters that were having fun. I don't know. Let's continue reading. So they've opted the Force is female now for the future of Disney is female. So they're dropping Deadpool and Jack Sparrow, which already Mrs. Tech Show has said, if Johnny Depp is not in a pirate film, I will not go see it. Dead stop. No way. That's it. So beware. There are a ton of Johnny Depp fans that are out there that are not going to go see your movie if it doesn't have Jack Sparrow. Just beware. So Disney recently acquired 20th Century Fox, which we know, which means they got Deadpool, and they said they were going to do a Deadpool sequel, but now we've come to find out that they're going in a completely new direction from the Merc with the Mouth. I love the Deadpool films. I mean, you can't go any further with them without basically it being R-rated for language and having Ryan Reynolds just play that guy, right? That's his role. He's going to play it. I've seen him in interviews, and he's like, I will play this forever. But I think because of Disney, it's going to end up him having to do something else. Because a PG-13 Deadpool is not going to be any fun at all. And no one's going to go see it. So there you go. Deadpool isn't the only male character Disney plans on phasing out. Despite the demand and hype for the return of Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow in the beloved Pirates of the Caribbean film series, Disney's opted to go a different direction altogether, instead replacing him with a female protagonist. So this has gone back and forth. I mean, it's been the whole problem with, the Amber Heard situation, which now that more and more information comes out about that, it's truly the toxic one in the relationship was Amber Heard. So I don't see, I think Johnny Depp, I think, has been, like many people have known from the beginning. Mrs. Tech Show knew from the beginning, that he would be completely vindicated of everything, and that she had no control over her lawyers, and her lawyers just went crazy, and she didn't do anything to stop it. So yeah, it's on her. So the decision to abandon the male protagonist is not a professional one, but rather a personal choice made by newcomers. So they're creating, using, instead of a professional thing, if I can get that to highlight, there we go. Instead of a professional decision, like the company needs to make money. And right now, Disney is bleeding money, right? One theme park is open around the world of Disney. Their last Star Wars films completely and totally got worse and worse and worse, and lower and lower and lower and lower by hundreds of millions of dollars at the box office. you're abandoning basically all male characters in the Marvel franchise, which is going to continue the get woke, go broke scenario. So, is the question, I guess, in the end would be, is Disney going to be purchased by Apple or Netflix? I mean, Netflix is doing really well, and I don't like Apple very much because of, some of their business practices, and they've really kind of not done well on the video side. The first set of TV shows that they did were horrible, and I've heard nothing really amazing about the new TV shows that they brought out on the Apple Plus thing. So, but I don't have, nothing was there. Let's just say nothing was there compelling enough for me to sign up at all. So I'm like, whatever. So here we go. Here's the first one. This Bisha K. Ali. I have no idea who she is. Looks horrible in things that she's saying. So she's a screenwriter and stand-up comedian. Never heard of her. So obviously her political commentary is probably catered only to hating on Trump. So I probably won't be watching that. So she is frequently on this guilty feminist thing, and she discusses the pandemic of toxic masculinity in pop culture. All the people that are out there that are male in pop culture, are all of them horrible? No, I see the ones that I see, especially during this time, are giving their time to other people, are giving funds to other people, are helping other people. Right? I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. If you've got money, go out and help people, and that's what I see. I don't know where she thinks that's toxic to help other people. So, yeah. Here we go. And here's some of her lovely, of course, she loves Obama, and she hates Trump, because that's just the thing you have to do in Hollywood. Here's her big statement. Men can only express anger, which stops them from developing personal relationships with their families and kids. What? What world are you living in? The times I've had to be, caring and sympathetic and empathetic and supportive and things of people in my family. I mean, what's going on in my family right now? Right? I mean, my wife has to go take care of her mom who has dementia. So she forgot her headphones, which she uses to run, which is her only solace is to run. So I immediately jumped on Amazon and ordered some, having they're going to be there tomorrow. So how is that the only thing I can feel is anger? I mean, if I were an angry person, I would have called her names and stupid for not remembering her headphones. No, I'm not that way. Immediately, I go, boom, I'm on Amazon, ordered, and I'm sending her headphones. Right? Because she needs that solace while she's there. That's being supportive, caring, empathetic. This person is delusional, completely. And then here we go. In the podcast, she asserts that men who don't openly cry in public beat their wives. I don't see the correlation to that. There is no correlation to that. Men who don't openly cry in public, maybe when they grew up, it was just not something that they did in their family, or they are trying to be strong for the rest of the family, because if you see the head of your household, one of the leaders in your family, breaking down and crying and not able to handle a situation, that doesn't help the rest of the family, right? Later on, when they're home, you're back somewhere in private, you can break down. But often when things happen and you're out there, I mean, we've had things where there have been major car accidents and things in my family, and if all I did was go out there and bawl and cry, everybody's going to think, oh, this is really horrible. But no, you go out there, you stand there, you do what it takes to get through it and support everybody around you. And then later on, when you're by yourself, or just you and your wife, you sit there and you pray and cry, right? Although in her case, I wouldn't go pray and cry. I would go home and beat my wife, right? I These people are so twisted. I don't know how they get their minds so twisted by this. But here we go. The typical reaction to all this: the showrunner deleted over 5,000 controversial tweets, some of them alleged calling violence against white men. Now who's beating who? Right? Do you cry in public? Obviously you don't, because you go home and you want to beat men. If you're going to take your theory and flip it completely around, there you go. And these are people that are going to be writing Marvel, Disney movies and TV shows. This is not what I want at all. So now we got Dana Schwartz, somebody who's being hired by Marvel. She's criticized and insulted the comic book culture for being too white and too male. There are comic books that are all races and genders out there, and the majority of the comic book readers are men. And of those men, I think the majority of those are white men. But is that a reason to criticize it? I mean, most of the people in the beauty shop are women. Do I call them, the beauty shop, there's too many women in the beauty shop? Well, beauty shops cater to women, right? Comic books often cater to men. There are comic books that do cater to women, and that's great. But for the majority of them right now, they're, and in the past have been part of what men want to do. There are, shocker, I know, there are things that men want to do that women don't. Most women don't. There are things that a lot of women do that most men don't want to do. We're different. It's very easy to figure these things out, right? This isn't rocket science. So Dana previously commented that she has absolutely no interest in the toxic culture of comic books and superheroes. You were hired to write movies and TV shows with comic book characters, but you have no interest in it? Disney Marvel's bottom line is slowly replaced by young female political activists. So actually, like third wave, fourth wave, eighth wave feminists, obviously. So now we've already seen franchises like Star Wars change to be female centric, which didn't do very well. I actually saw an interview thing that they said they couldn't. The first Force Awakens movie, they couldn't have Mark Hamill on there because once he got on stage, nobody cared what the other characters were doing. And I hate to tell them, but nobody, even without him on screen, nobody cared what your characters were doing. So now we're going to get in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Natalie Portman will be taking over as female Thor, and then Ironheart will take over for Iron Man. Shuri will become Black Panther. She-Hulk will replace the Hulk. So it's going to be all women. And I'm sure none of them are going to have any problems. They're all going to be Mary Sues and not have any struggles or anything else. And they defeat all their enemies the first time they see them. And the enemies have to run away and cry. And in private. They have to go cry in private, because if they cried in public, then they couldn't beat their wives, right? So they have to go cry in private. Okay. There you go. So Deadpool and Jack Sparrow are very masculine and charismatic heroes. They're strong and confident. Isn't that what everybody looks up to? Strong and confident people? Isn't that where you, in a crisis, do you go and say, let's have the guy whimpering over there in the corner, unable to stand because he's so afraid, come and take charge? No. We're going to have someone who's strong and confident, who can help get people together, build a plan, and go do what needs to be done in whatever comic book universe you're in. It's stupid. They're taking normal, positive characters about people and just telling them they're that's evil, which in itself is evil. So this Aurora New Dawn lists the following masculine traits as toxic. Stoic, which is being strong and confident, being able to take on troubles and trials and problems without showing emotion and being able to get through it. Okay, I'm all for that. That's not toxic. That's just being someone who wants to get things done and get through it and support their families and support the people around them. So that's a lie. Promiscuous, I'm not into promiscuous at all. I'm a very monogamous person, and I'm very for that. So I don't know how promiscuous, whatever. But heterosexual, okay. So if you're masculine, if you want to not be a toxic male, you have to be gay. No, I'm not, and never going to be. Forget that. Being dominant. Well, men in general, being in general stronger than women, can tend to be a little bit dominant over women. Now, how that is handled, right, by each man, right? That's being dominant doesn't mean that you have to go and oppress the other people. Being dominant means that you can move forward, you can take charge, you can do things like this strongly and confidently to take care of your families, to take care of your friends, to take care of the people around you. That's how that can be taken. If you're thinking dominant, just, beating other people while you're not crying in public, okay. Risk-taking. The United States was built from the ground up by risk-taking. My family comes from the Mayflower, the Pilgrims that sail across the sea. William White was one of the first people who was in my family to step foot in the New World. That's risk-taking, taking everything that you have and going forward and to some place that you don't know about, some place that you have no idea what's going on, whether you're going to be met with friendliness or evil or whatever. That's how life works, is by taking risks. How do you go outside and get in your car if you're not taking a risk? That's stupid. These are stupid things. So promiscuous, you can write off. That's not even a trait. That's just denigrating to everybody. So the rest of them are okay, taken in context and in moderation. But to them, there's no moderation. It's like you are either all of it or you're simpering, whimpering in the corner. There's no in between anywhere with this. So, in a nutshell, these traits can be used to describe Deadpool and Jack Sparrow. Not really. I mean, it's okay, whatever. They're toxic traits. Well, no, they're not. Unfortunately, some male protagonists are just too white and too male for the new writers to tackle, and therefore they're being dropped. So, Disney's gone completely woke all across the board. We're not going to get any compelling stories anymore. There's going to be nothing interesting. There's going to be no reason to go to the movies. I have my poster over here that says, More Than a Hero, Marvel Studios, the first 10 years. The first 10 years were also the last 10 years. I think the next Marvel movie that's going to be any good is going to be Black Widow, and then after that, it's done. It's done. Nobody's going to go to any more of the Marvel movies. Nobody's going to go watch any of the Disney Plus, TV shows or anything anymore. It's, the money that Disney is losing now because the parks are not open is not going to be backfilled by any movie box office anymore. It's these people just continue to want to push their ideologies and things that are on the fringe. They want to push them into the mainstream. I mean, if you look just in general at the mainstream, at the political landscape right now, the Democrats have moved so far left that people who used to be pretty Democrat are like, I have no idea what to do. My party has left me. Well, that's what's happening in the movie and TV industry. Things are going so far out there that their audience is going to be 5 people, and that's only just going to be their friends. I don't know. Disney's done. I still love the parks. Hopefully none of this stuff will filter down into the park and then become, the parks will then become horrible. But hopefully not. And actually it's already started, right? The redhead in Pirates of the Caribbean. The scene is gone. The scene is now changed. Because pirates, they didn't take women as prisoners. Of course they did. That's what they did. That's pirates. That's history. Right? There were women pirates, yes. But they were a lot more terrible than anything that they're seeing today. I mean, imagine if these women would have been, in a city that a pirate would have attacked. That'd be some toxic masculinity for you. Wow. I think we've evolved quite a bit since then. Hello. All right. I just had to go through this and just say Disney, I think, is going to be done here pretty soon, and they're going to need to be bought by somebody else, preferably Netflix over Apple, but we'll see. They keep going this way, and with the theaters, actually, one drive-in theater opened and was packed. There's a drive-in up in Santa Barbara. I don't know if it's going to open, but that would be good to drive up there to actually go see a movie or something. But it depends on what they're playing, of course, yes. But anyway, I think Disney's done. I think it's over. I think even the comments on this article are all get woke, go broke. So we'll see what happens. I don't think it's going to be good for them. All right. We got any comments? Think Disney's going the right way, the wrong way? You think I'm completely wrong, that everything's going to be fine and Marvel's going to be fine and Star Wars is going to come back and be fine? Then let me know. Let's talk about it. All right. Thanks for watching. Take care.